Touchdown sound.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Darkgirlscantoo. My name is Ariane if you are new here, and on this channel we talk all things beauty, lifestyle, and self-improvement. So today is going to be a fun video, and I know I always say that, but today is really going to be a fun video because we are going to really be getting into the makeup routine. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my brows. And I know I've been promising this video for a while for the people who have been subscribed to me for a minute, but it's finally here. So in my opinion, the brows really make or break the face. So if you struggle with yours, don't worry, I got you. That's why I'm here. And just follow along, and I promise by the end of the video, you will be on your way to being a brow pro. And definitely save this video because I don't know when I'm going to be doing another brow video. So definitely save this for reference if you ever just need a refresher, you want to practice, or you need something to follow along with while you are getting ready. I don't want to make this intro long, so let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, you already know what to do. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you love beauty, if you love lifestyle content, if you love talking about ways to become your better self. This is the channel for you. Get all of that in one. So join the family. We would love to have you. And yeah. Like I mentioned before, in the 101 series, we will be breaking down each part of the makeup routine. And this week, we are going to be focusing strictly on brows. So if you want to see how I went from this to this, stay tuned and follow along. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first, I'm going to just be taking my spoolie and brushing those eyebrow hairs up just so they are somewhat in place. And then after that, I'm just taking my tweezers and just cleaning up the areas around my eyebrow. When I do my eyebrows, I like to make sure that I have a really clean and smooth foundation just so everything looks neat. So I'm just gonna do that until I can get all of those hairs from around my brows. And I will be doing a video later on showing how I maintain my brows because like I said, I do pretty much all of my maintenance myself. And you know, I got tired of going to go get my eyebrows done, paying to get my eyebrows done, and them never turning out the way I wanted them to. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna learn how to do it myself because I like a full and fluffy looking brow, and I just was not getting that after getting my brows done. They would always be thin, missing some hair on the ends, and I just was like, okay, no. So yeah, after I do that, I'm just gonna brush my hairs out one more time just to make sure that everything is in place before I get started. Now I'm going in with my brow gel, and this is going to help keep my brow hairs in place because as you can see, mine are pretty long and I just want to keep them under control. Pro tip, if you really want to keep them in place, use some lash glue. And starting on the brows, I'm just taking my pencil and I'm lining the bottom part of my brow. I'm lining underneath my brow just to kind of give me some guidance when I start carving them out. And you see where I just pointed at the end of my eye and the end of my brow. You want to use that as a reference point for when you are creating your brow because you don't want to make it too long. So you never want to make the end of your brow go past the end of your eye. And I'm just doing the same thing on the top, just aligning my brow, brushing them up. Because sometimes when you draw on the top, they can start to kind of curl. So just brushing them back up. I'm going to do that several times throughout the routine just to make sure that they're standing. And then I'm just going to take my pencil and do hair-like strokes at the front and then throughout the brow and kind of darken it as I go towards the end of the brow. You want to do lighter strokes at the front and darker towards the back. Now, I won't lie, this pencil absolutely sucked. I normally just get a generic beauty store brand, and I was trying out this new brand and I did not like it at all, but it's okay. We made it work and the brows turned out great. But anyways, what I'm doing right now is I am taking the brush that I used to carve out my brows and I'm taking my concealer. Oh, the concealer that I showed you before, the darker one, that is for if you want a more natural looking everyday brow. But of course I'm dramatic and I'm extra, so I use a lighter concealer. So I place the concealer in 3 different places. once towards the front of my brow, and then one in the middle of the brow bone part, I guess, and then on the top. And so on the bottom, all I'm gonna do is start from the very front where I put my first mark at and connect it to the second part of the concealer and drag it all the way down towards the end. And the whole time I am just shaping that brow up. And then I'm doing the same thing on the top. I use I believe that's my right hand to kind of connect the top part to the other top part of my brow, if that makes sense. Then I switch hands and I drag the rest of it right on down and carve the rest of my brow out exactly how I like. And this comes with practice. You definitely have to have a steady hand, and then you just want to connect it. And if your brow ends up being a little bit too long, you can always fix it. Take that brush and just kind of pat that concealer out a little bit. So now I have that eagle brow that we used to have back in the day. And so I'm just gonna take that concealer, drag it down, blend it back into my eye, and yeah, blend it in with the other brow as well. So blending, blending, blending. Then I'm going to take a different brush, a different blending brush, and really blend out that concealer. So honestly, you can do your brows before you do your full face of makeup, or you can do it after. You can really do it at any point. In this video, I'm just doing it towards the end. And then I'm gonna take that blending brush and I'm going to blend out that middle part so that it doesn't still show that connecting concealer. And that is what the brow ends up looking like. And you just want to keep patting until that line in the middle disappears. And then I slightly take my blending brush and go over the very front of my brow just to kind of give it that faded look. And don't worry if you ever had, too much concealer, if you ever overdid it, just take your foundation brush and just go over the darker parts of your face and just kind of blend it back in. Sometimes you have to play with it, add a little bit more concealer, add a little bit more foundation. And then what I like to do is I like to set my brows. And setting your brows just really locks everything into place. And because my face was getting a little oily while I was doing this, I went ahead and reset the rest of my face. So just adding powders to the parts that got a little oily. And that's how you do it, folks. Oh, well, before I finish, I'm going to actually go in and add some more of my bronzer just to kind of finish setting my face and bring it all together again, since I did do my brows towards the end. You want to have a really good balance of, contour and highlight, bronzer, concealer, all of that good stuff. So, yep, that is how you do it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. This video was so much fun to record. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any other questions, definitely leave them down below in the comments and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in next week's video on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for the next part of our 101 series.